It is perhaps the most historic of any rivalry in international soccer. Uruguay and Argentina from the Centenario, the site of the 1930 World Cup. You saw there Luis Suarez and Lionel Messi sporting a number 20 and a number 30 as Argentina and Uruguay set to make a bid for the upcoming 2030 World Cup, which would be hosted by both countries in a joint effort. We are in Montevideo. I am Gino Fuentes alongside George D. Metellus, the Haitian Hurricane. How you doing, George?
I'm doing well, doing well. I'm looking forward to this matchup because there are so many storylines here. Obviously, the return of Luis Suarez. How will Argentina do right now? Entering this round, they were in 5th place, which means they would play what they call a repechaje, the intercontinental playoff. So a lot on the line, and then obviously a rivalry game as well in one of the most iconic stadiums in world football. This is promising and shaping up to be a fantastic 90 minutes.
Oscar Washington Tabárez, 1-4 against Argentina in World Cup qualifying. He is the man in charge of the Uruguayan squad. The skipper, Diego Godin, central defender, out on the pitch. He will be captaining the squad out there for Uruguay. On the field for Argentina, the captain, Lionel Messi, who else? And of course, the debut, the competitive debut, I should say, of Jorge Sampaoli in charge of the Argentina squad.
And ironically, his last match in charge of Chile was in this very stadium, a 3-0 loss in November 2015 to Uruguay. So he's coming back to some stomping grounds that don't have positive memories for him. He got into a bit of a verbal altercation with Diego Godin in that match. So we'll see what happens here. I suspect that he probably won't be as involved or as vocal with Godin or any Uruguayan player, but this is the River Plate derby, the Clásico Rio Platense, so you never know what's going to happen. This is going to be a great matchup between two teams that are desperate. They need the 3 points, especially Argentina, to get into that comfort zone of the top 4 automatic qualifiers out of South America. This is shaping up to be a great game, and with Sampaoli and the lineups that he's put out and the formation changes and the call-ups he's made, it's made it even more intriguing.
Víctor Carrillo takes a look at his watch, checks with the sideline, and we are set to go here. We are underway in the Centenario, Uruguay and Argentina. It is number 3 versus number 5, only it's Uruguay slightly higher in the table, but only by a point coming into today. Teams 2 through 5 in the standings in CONMEBOL, separated by just 2 points.
Amazing, and when you consider what happened with Colombia getting a draw against Venezuela, this really opens things up here. We look at Uruguay's lineup, and the back goalkeeper, no surprise, Muslera. That back line of Cáceres, Godin, the captain, Jose Maria Jimenez, double Atletico Madrid defenders in the middle, Gaston Silva, and then Tata Gonzalez Vecino. In for Arevalo Rios and Maxi Pereira were usually kind of the 2 stalwarts in the middle, and then Naitan Nández, Cebolla Rodriguez, but El Pistolero Suarez back in the lineup.
And again, these lineups brought to you by AT&T. For Argentina, well, it's the new era under Sampaoli. 3 defenders in the back playing in front of Sergio, Romero, Mercado, Fazio, Otamendi, Guido, Pizarro, and Lucas Biglia playing in front of them. Marcos Acuña and Angel Di Maria out on the wings. Lionel Messi and Paulo Dybala playing in support of Mauro Icardi, his first call-up, his first competitive call-up, I should say, for Argentina in 3 years, 24 years of age. And he is the person responsible for keeping Gonzalo Higuain, who has not been called up for these 2 games, off the squad. And that's just sort of a preference thing for Sampaoli.
Yeah, what Sampaoli mentioned about Higuain and Icardi is that Icardi is a player who's a little more active, someone who can also create opportunities. Higuain is more of your goal poacher, someone in the box that can finish the chances. Icardi can finish his chances as well, but also create opportunities. And Sampaoli made it very clear that he wanted Icardi in the lineup because he knew that Icardi was better at distributing and setting up his teammates, something he's done very well throughout his career at Internazionale. So it was a little bit of a surprise that Higuain was left off the squad, but I don't think anybody was surprised that Icardi got the start alongside Dybala and Messi.
And one of the stories of this game, George, Luis Suarez, who we last saw playing in the 2nd leg of the Spanish Supercopa, It's been, well, he's able to play today, which is something you don't usually see. Usually a player plays for his club side before he returns to play for his national team.
And then there's news coming out that Barcelona saying that he's received clearance to play. They call it the Alta Médica, if you will, if I remember correctly. So just a little bit funny that he wasn't supposed to be ready. And then Uruguay clears him. He's good to go. And then Barcelona says it's okay as well. But you're talking about one of the best center forwards in the world, one of the best strikers in the world, maybe the best striker in the world. If he can run, and it's for Uruguay, the national team, he's going to play.
Suarez on the ball now, fending off defenders. So the way Rodriguez sends one into the box, kind of a wild cross in though, and it's going to go behind the net. Suarez reaching for his right ankle. He appears to be okay though.
Well, this is something that Uruguay will have to do throughout this match, because with Sampaoli's system, the 3-4-3, playing 3 in the back, they're going to have a lot of possession. So Cebolla Rodriguez on the left and Nandes on the right. Look for them to break out, try to exploit those spaces quickly. This is not an athletic back line, a fast back line for Argentina. So if they can get out quickly and exploit those spaces on the counterattack, that could set things up for Suarez and Cavani. And also look for Suarez to drop a little bit deeper, play more of a number 10 role, with Cavani being the number 9. So that's something to look out for as this match progresses.
Well, they used to call this formation kamikaze football back when Sampaoli was in charge of the Chilean national team. And it is very much set up that way. It's a lot of risk taking. It leaves spaces at the back. But when you have attackers like Argentina, it looks great on paper. Here's a look at Paraguay against Chile. Arturo Vidal putting one in his own net to open up the scoring, as Paraguay on the road out to an early 1-0 lead.
Oh, that's a massive mistake there by one of the best midfielders in the world. They call him the king, El Rey, Arturo Vidal. Plenty of time left for them to get it together, but that's going to be tough. They're playing at Defensores del Chaco in Asunción, one of the most difficult places to play, not only in South American World Cup qualifiers, but all of world football. So going down a goal for Chile, that's not good, and that certainly will put a smile on the faces of Uruguay and Argentina fans.
I should say late lead, as that match got underway at 6:15, that in its second period. Let's get a look at our Modelo players to watch for today's game between Uruguay and Argentina, as this one sent into the box and collected at the back by Fernando Muslera, 31 years of age, playing his football for Galatasaray in the Turkish league.
That you can see here on beIN Sports now, Turkish Super League. Yep.
And there's our players to watch. Two obvious names.
Yeah.
Luis Suarez and Lionel Messi, both 30 years of age, both play for Barcelona. You may have heard of them.
Yep. The last two Pichichis in La Liga as well.
Suarez on the ball now, sends one into the box looking for Cavani. Ball falls. It does not make its way toward the net, as Nandes gave it a go, but blocked by the defense.
Look out for, we saw the players to watch, obviously Messi and Suarez. Look for them to be more of a distributor in this match. They're going to, obviously in front of goal, they're going to be lethal. We all know that, but they might play a little bit of a deeper role in the midfield, might be more of a situation where they're looking to distribute and set up their teammates. Cavani for Uruguay and Icardi for Argentina. So look for them to be more of a distributor, play more of a passing role, a setup role, than the kind of out-and-out strikers or the attacking goal-scoring threats that they normally are. Obviously, they're gonna, if they're in front of goal, they're gonna finish, but they might have to play a little bit deeper and create opportunities for their teammates.
Uruguay turning Argentina over in the midfield, out to Martin Cáceres. Cáceres slowing it down just a bit, sends one into the area, looking for Vecino, who had made his way forward.
And that's where Argentina, with the 3 in the back, can be a little bit vulnerable out wide. We saw the pace of Cáceres, Nandes, Cebolla Rodriguez, very dangerous on the left side with the number 7. So look out for that situation for Uruguay on the counters, because Argentina, under Sampaoli, who's a Bielsa student, disciple, if you will, they're going to try to get a lot of possession, control the tempo of this game. So Uruguay might have to sit back and wait for their opportunities out wide on counterattacks. They'll have the pace advantage in that sense.
Biglia muscled off the ball by Edinson Cavani. These two teams, by the way, wearing their traditional kits. The albiceleste tops and the white shorts with the white socks for Argentina. Uruguay wearing the celeste tops with the black shorts and the black socks.
Both of them look pretty smooth, I have to say. Those are some smooth kits that both teams have there.
Well, this is, if not the oldest, one of the oldest rivalries, as we mentioned, in international soccer. These two teams contested the finals of the very first World Cup in this very stadium. Uruguay coming out on top on that occasion. Also, the two World Championships at the Olympics right before that World Cup, also won by Uruguay over Argentina.
Argentina in the last World Cup final, obviously in Brazil in 2014. Uruguay making it to the semifinals in South Africa in 2010. So they have a lot of history, but they've also performed very well in modern football, in modern time as well.
Turnover here, Luis Suarez picking off the pass, sends one into the area. Just one player from making it to Edinson Cavani, the PSG striker, lurking behind the defense. Applauds the effort from Suarez.
There's the pace, a mistake in the back, and it leaves all kinds of space. And it's Messi that makes the mistake to his Barcelona teammate. Don't see that too often. Well, you see them pass to each other often when they are wearing the Blaugrana shirt, but not when they're wearing the national team shirt. A rare mistake by Messi, and Suarez almost makes him pay for it.
Corner kick here for Uruguay. Sent right into the 6-yard box, headed up and over. That's going to lead to yet another corner kick for Uruguay.
Look at the Argentine defense. They're going to try and concentrate on Cavani. He's such a lethal finisher. Very good in the air as well. That's the #1 person you have to deny in terms of corner kicks and duels in the air.
Sent in again, once again headed away. This time in the other direction by Argentina. Possession momentarily falls to Uruguay, but that's going to be a foul as Argentina regains possession.
Yep. South American World Cup qualifiers is going to get physical. That's how it usually is. And two rivals like Uruguay, Argentina, we're going to see a lot of that. Right into the back there was Vecino. As I mentioned before, the Tata Gonzalez-Vecino duo in the middle, kind of replacing Maxi Pereira and Egidio Arevalo Rios in the middle. Go a little bit of a youth minute movement there, or a little bit younger players, I should say. Try to keep up with Argentina's pace a little bit up in attack.
Now, one of the things that's going to be crucial for Uruguay in this one is, well, they've got to right the ship a little bit. They've lost their last 5 matches in a row, their last 3 World Cup qualifiers. Their last World Cup qualifying win coming at home against Ecuador. That was way back in 2016, though. This one is cleared away by Romero. Uruguay entering today in 3rd place in the CONMEBOL table. A record of 7 wins, 2 draws, 5 defeats, 23 points in 14 games. Argentina 5th place in that playoff spot right now. 6 wins, 4 draws, 4 defeats as the ball makes its way up to Luis Suarez and out to the wing. 22 points from 14 games for the albiceleste. And their biggest problem in qualifying thus far has been their scoring. It just hasn't been there. 8th out of 10 teams in terms of goals scored coming into the weekend. 15 goals, 14 allowed, so they've had the 2nd best defense, but all that offensive talent has not come to fruition. That's why that man right there has been brought in.
Yep. And that's why he made the change to feature Dybala, to feature Icardi alongside Messi, because the Agüero, Messi, Higuain triumvirate was not working. So you bring in Dybala and Icardi, who both of them are on form, younger, maybe even hungrier to prove that they belong and that they want to make the Argentine national team great. So bringing them on, it was a bit of a gamble for Sampaoli, but both of them fit the system and how he wants to play more than Agüero and Higuain.
Free kick situation here. Suarez lines it up, feeds it in once again. The Argentine defense there to parry it away. Deflection. Going to be offside though. As Godin puts one into the back of the net, but it's called off.
And we've seen early on Uruguay causing some problems in the back for the Argentine defense. One thing we know about Diego Godin from his time at Atleti, he's usually very good on set pieces. I mean, obviously offsides there. But it could be an advantage. His ability in the air, his knack for scoring goals with his head on set pieces. Seen it time and time again for Atletico Madrid. Let's see if he can pull one out here in Montevideo for Uruguay.
An all Peruvian officiating squad out here today, in addition to Victor Carrillo, the linesman for today. Nani Bosillo, Coti Carrera, and fourth official, Miguel Santibáñez.
How about that? Paulo Dybala in what, 14 minutes? We haven't called his name yet. He's probably had maybe one touch. He's got to find a way to get it into some space and get involved. It's going to be tough. That midfield clogged the way Uruguay has it set up.
Angel Di Maria lining up the first corner kick of the day for Argentina. This one sent into the box, but over the back is going to be called there.
Yeah, well, that's one way to neutralize Godin in the air. Although defensively, that was Godin was on defense there, but clear foul there by Otamendi over the back.
It's the only way to keep him down.
Yeah, keep him from elevating is to do it like that. Yeah.
We invite you to join us online, www.beinsports.com, on the World Wide Web. You can follow us on Twitter as well, at beIN Sports USA, the handle for our English side, at beIN Sports, the handle for our Spanish side. Still scoreless here, 15 minutes in. Uruguay and Argentina, perhaps the marquee matchup of the round here in CONMEBOL World Cup qualifying for Russia 2018. It is round 15, just 3 more rounds to go after today's match. And Uruguay, with perhaps the easiest road imaginable after this game. They go on the road to Paraguay, on the road to Venezuela, and then they get Bolivia at home. Argentina, pretty easy compared to the rest of the teams, although they do have one challenge right at the end going into Ecuador, which is never an easy task. But the 2 games before that, home against Venezuela and home against Peru, so still time for them to get an automatic qualification spot. You have to imagine that Argentina would just dismantle any team that they played in the playoff.
Yeah. The 5th place team from South America, if I remember correctly, they're taking on the qualifier from Oceania. So they could probably put the under-18 team and qualify for the World Cup. The talent Argentina has. Why put excess games on those legs? Get into that top 4 and then prepare for Russia 2018. Well done there by Guido Pizarro. He's someone in the midfield that is going to be very important. Obviously, Biglia might be someone who pushes up a little more, so Pizarro will have to fill in that space defensively. We'll see how they communicate, how they operate.
Marcos Acuña inbounds, 25 years of age. Plays his football in Portugal for Sporting. This ball is distributed out to the flank by Guido Pizarro. Turned over. Edinson Cavani holding the ball up. Plays it back to his defense. They'll have a little trouble corralling the ball.
That's tough for Argentina because Pizarro was all alone by himself in the middle of the pitch with a ton of space to drive at the goal, either take a shot or run at the goal and create an opportunity for Icardi or Dybala. Dybala so far hasn't been very influential. Very few touches, still, I guess, trying to find that space, that movement, that coordination with Messi and Dybala, Messi and Icardi. It looks to me like, so far, the middle of the park, especially when they spread out wide, it's opening up for Argentina. Now, how will they exploit it? That's the situation.
Aside from their last qualifying match on the road against Bolivia, where they lost 2-0, Argentina has been pretty good in world qualifying in recent terms, at least. They've won 2 out of their last 3. Of course, that one game against Bolivia, the exception. They've won 4 out of their last 5 overall. Most recently, a 6-0 win against Singapore in a friendly back in June. There's that one. No foul. No foul. Messi goes to ground.
Yep. And you see that burst. Getting behind that midfield, running at the midfield. Martinez Vecino, that's what he has to do.
Oh, it is a foul. Okay.
He has to foul. He has to foul Messi. He has to impede his progress, especially from that distance. You don't want to have Messi get too close to the penalty area and then foul him, because he's brilliant at free kicks. That's a part of his game that has improved throughout the course of his career. But from that distance, you give the team a chance to organize. It's a good foul there by Vecino.
Messi finds Di Maria along the left flank. It's been put out of play. Edinson Cavani allowing his team to set up in defense once again. Argentina trying to keep the pace up. It's Fazio. Sends it out to Mercado. Dybala gives it back.
Talk about a high line. Marcelo Bielsa disciples, they like to play heavy possession, and that back line creeps up. Seeing Mercado in the attacking half. We see Fazio in the attacking half. That is going to leave them wide open for counterattacks. It's just a matter of Uruguay getting possession quickly, turning it over, and then picking out that right pass to go deep and exploit the spaces on the counterattack. We're seeing Fazio and Mercado in their attacking half, and Otamendi, if he is kind of playing that safety role, if you will, in the back, he doesn't have the pace to run with Suarez or Cavani. So to see how that develops.
Uruguay, the second most dangerous team offensively in qualifying so far. 26 goals, second in qualifying behind Brazil, who have just dominated offensively throughout the World Cup qualifying process. 35 goals for them thus far through 14 games played. Uruguay, 4th best defensively. They've allowed 17. The 2nd best goal difference in CONMEBOL World Cup qualifying. Orlean sends the ball up to Cavani. Cavani sends it to the other side of the formation. As Jose Maria Jimenez sends the ball forward. Collision there between Suarez and Biglia. 20 minutes in, still looking for our first goal here today.
The goalkeeper has been tested so far. I think we might even still be looking for our first shot on goal of this match. It's been kind of a sloppy game in the midfield. Argentina want to build the attack, get as many touches to Messi as possible. Right there, what they've been able to do is kind of keep Messi in front of him and not allow Dybala too many touches. It's worked out well for the Uruguayan defense.
Over the top once again. This one fed in. It goes through the 6-yard box and out the other side. This will be a throw-in. Going in the opposite direction. And you can see Sampaoli starting to pace along the sidelines.
Yep, Dybala getting a touch that opened things up for Di Maria out wide. No one attacking the goal, sprinting forward. Icardi floating back toward the penalty area. And Acuña a little bit late on his run to connect with Di Maria there. Di Maria has had some space to operate. He's been able to make some deep runs into the Uruguayan defense down the left side of the Argentina attack, the right side of the Uruguayan defense. So that might be the best opportunity for a goal-scoring opportunity to come for Argentina. But Dybala has to get more touches. It's positive for Argentina when Dybala is able to get more touches, as evidenced by the movement there with the cross by Di Maria.
Argentina in possession. And again, the feeling out process continues here. Guido Pizarro, one of the Sevilla contingent and has been called up to the squad by Sampaoli.
Look at that. 10 outfield players for Argentina in their attacking half. So Uruguay just need that one burst to catch them on the counter.
Messi back on the ball. Sends it over. A shot from distance here, but Mercado puts it well over the net.
Uruguay is basically not allowing Dybala or Icardi to get in behind them. See, Icardi tried to make that run, but Mercado had plenty of space. And Uruguay will let Mercado and Pizarro and Fazio take those shots, give them a lot of touches, because they know that in terms of scoring goals, they are not a major threat. It's Dybala, Messi, and Icardi that the defense has to worry about. And so far, they've been able to keep them in check, mainly by keeping them in front of them, not allowing Messi and his pace to get around the defenders. Same thing with Dybala. Icardi is just waiting for the opportunities. He's moving, trying to find the space to get in behind the defense. And Uruguay's defense has been well organized so far. Good communication in that back line.
Oh, George, I nearly forgot Icardi was out there.
Yeah. I don't think Icardi has had a touch yet.
There he is. So there is evidence that Mauro Icardi is in fact on the field. We have visual confirmation.
He's had to overcome a lot just to get to the point where he's back in the national team fold. Obviously, the whole trifling drama with him and Maxi Lopez and Wandanara. So it appears that all is forgiven. And when it comes to wearing that legendary Argentina shirt, all that drama, reality show drama off the pitch shouldn't matter. It's all about the love of the shirt and trying to bring glory to Argentina. And Jorge Sampaoli has seen that. Now he just has to make it pay off. That trust, that confidence, pay off with a couple of goals, and hopefully for Argentina, 3 points. That's a rough tackle by Suarez.
Víctor Carrillo goes over to have a look. Biglia and Luis Suarez making amends there. Here's another look.
Suarez could have got a yellow card for that. He probably should have gotten a yellow card for that.
It's about as rough and tumble as it gets.
Yeah. Gets none of the ball, gets most to Biglia. I think he should have received the yellow. But hey, a little home cooking for Uruguay's best player. Card stays in the pocket of the referee, Víctor Carrillo.
Into the center of the pitch and now out to the flank again for Angel Di Maria. Di Maria trying to thread the needle there. Comes away with the ball, still on the ball, sends it out to the flank again. Acuña tries to keep the offense flowing. A chance here, and this one is shot high and over the net.
Yeah, you can see Argentina, they want to play that ball quickly. They want to get those 1-2s in the penalty area, but Uruguay, they have numbers back, and they're cutting off all the angles, making sure that everyone is well marked, just keeping everything in front of them for the most part. And it's worked out well. A couple of long-range efforts, one by Mercado, one by Acuña. Nowhere near the goal of Muslera. Uruguay's defense is performing very well right now.
Very much a counter-attacking strategy here by Los Charrúas.
Most definitely. The priority is make sure you can contain, well, you can't really contain Messi, but make sure you don't let Messi beat you by those sharp passes in behind the defense, sending players in and behind the defense. So the priority is defense for Uruguay, to make sure that Messi and Dybala and Icardi don't have a field day and they're just not running ragged and slicing up the defense. When you have a Diego Godin as your captain who can organize a defense, it is going to be very difficult for Argentina to break them down. But it's definitely the priority for Uruguay, is defending first, containing and keeping Dybala, Icardi, and Messi from maximizing the damage on a defense.
And it's a defense that's let them down recently, George. They've given up 9 goals in their last 3 games. Part of the reason why they've found victories hard to come by of late.
Yeah, tactical switch, but also some player changes as well for Oscar Washington Tavares to try to keep Jorge Sampaoli's men from scoring. You mentioned 9 goals in the last 3 World Cup qualifiers. That's not going to get you through. So prioritize the defense, and then with a Luis Suarez and an Edinson Cavani, get your chance, get into space, and you can finish those opportunities. You're talking about 2 of the best finishers on the planet in Suarez and Cavani. So keep the defense tight, and when those opportunities present itself, 2 of the best finishers in the world to put them away. And with that 3-man back line, there should be a lot of space opening up as well. So that should be something to watch out for.
Argentina trying to clear their lines right now. Work the ball to the other side of the pitch. Biglia being chased down by Cavani.
And Biglia is going to be the one that has to be that link-up play between the back line and the holding midfield, if you will, and Messi in the attack. So look out for him to be very important in that link-up play.
It's going to go out of play again.
Good to see Dybala there getting a couple of touches in the middle. Messi sees him. He had been able to, Dybala able to carve up a little bit of space and taking the shot. But once again, it's hard to get a good shot on goal when you have 2 or 3 defenders right on top of you. So it's been tough for Dybala in the early going.
Almost a half hour in. Messi getting ready to send in the second corner of the day. They play it short. Argentina does. Back out to Biglia. Messi back on the ball here on the near side of the pitch. Crossed into the area in a dangerous spot. Just misses the outstretched boot of Otamendi.
Oh, that's a great run by Otamendi. Timing his run, just waiting. Messi wanted to curl it into the back post. I think Messi was going for goal here. And anybody one-on-one against Messi, you know he's going to get a great shot off. And unfortunately for Uruguay, with Otamendi just a step late on that far post. But that's what Messi can do when you give him space. Threaten the defense, cause a bunch of nightmares. So Uruguay getting away with one there, and it started off with a set piece.
Out to the flank once again. Angel Di Maria, PSG winger, sends it back inside to Messi. Messi instantly with all the eyes of the Uruguayan defense on him. Dribbles away from trouble.
He's surrounded by 3 players.
Still on the ball. Suarez gets the closest of any of them, but ball is played out to Mercado.
Look how deep Suarez was tracking back to play defense.
Edinson Cavani with the interception. Suarez has a go from distance. Ooh. Just high.
That is the opportunity Uruguay was waiting for. Cavani intercepting the pass, a poor pass by Mercado, and then Suarez with the imagination and creativity to go for it long range, hoping that Sergio Romero was sleeping, but ball sailing over the crossbar. But that's what they want to do, that mistake in the back, and Cavani and Suarez can make it happen and capitalize on it.
Argentina coming forward. Suarez, all right, I should say Cavani trying to get to the loose ball. That, by the way, that was the very first shot of the game for Uruguay.
It was almost a golazo, spectacular play there by Luis Suarez. See, even if he's not 100%, you got to have him on the pitch. If he can walk, he's going to want to play.
Uruguay out, trying to find Suarez once again. Out of play by Mercado.
Well done by Mercado. He had to attack that ball because if Suarez gets to it, once again, a ton of space back there for him to run in and exploit and try to set up Cavani or go for goal himself. So well done by Mercado.
Cavani tries to get the ball back to Gaston Silva, but it's put out of play. There's really no messing around offensively with Uruguay. They're trying to get it forward. They're trying to get it to two people. Everyone knows who those two people are. Good luck stopping them. Edinson Cavani and Luis Suarez up top. With Argentina, it could seemingly come from anywhere, but they're having trouble even getting that going.
Yeah, Messi is getting a lot of touches. It's just that he hasn't been able, with the exception of that one shot that he tried to curl far post from the right side, he really hasn't been able to link up well with Dybala. Icardi has been well marked. And they're allowing the Mercados and the Acuñas to take the shots and to look the most dangerous. The more you can contain, like I said, it's hard, almost impossible to do. If you can keep Messi in front of you and not allow Dybala or Icardi to hurt you, you have a great chance of winning.
Loose ball in the area, cleared away once again by Uruguay. This will be a throw-in. Suarez looks to keep the pace up.
Yeah, Uruguay wants to break out quickly here. With that three-man back line and basically all three of them in their attacking half.
Cáceres gets inside, sends it back out. Another cross situation here. That one cut out once again by the Argentine defense. That time it was Fazio who got in the way.
Yeah, well done by Fazio. But he also had some help. Guido Pizarro dropping back as well, helping out defensively. Giving some numbers in the penalty area. That's what Argentina do or need to do. Pizarro or Biglia have to drop back and help out that back three when the break is on for Uruguay.
75% possession thus far for the visitors, Argentina. Crossed into the box once again. Acuña heads it down inside. A chance to counterattack for Uruguay as Edinson Cavani is taken down. Ball out of play.
And you can see that Uruguay, the best way that they have found to neutralize Icardi and Dybala is just to get numbers back. And you get enough numbers back behind the ball that close down the spaces, and Dybala and Icardi are saying, well, there's nowhere for me to run, and so they're standing in one position. It's just good organization by the Uruguayan defense, making sure that they get the numbers back to close out the spaces and limit the spaces that Icardi and Dybala can operate in.
Some contact there.
Referee's letting him play. In a way, that's good. Want to maintain the flow of the match. But in a way, it's bad because there have been a couple of challenges that probably should have been yellow cards and did not happen. So let's see which team benefits from that.
Messi with the long ball over the top. Icardi waiting for the pass to come to him. Probably should have gone to get it. Once again, Argentina resets. They're connecting on just under 90% of their passes. 261 total passes to 80 right now.
You can see that there's a good understanding between Messi and Di Maria. On a couple of occasions, Messi has seen Di Maria making the run, Di Maria making the run, and Messi is getting into him. As evidenced by that last play there where Di Maria tried to square it inside for Icardi. Icardi just doesn't have that flow yet, doesn't maybe have that rhythm or connection with Di Maria. And we've seen the most dangerous, if you're talking about wide play, the most dangerous attacks from Argentina have come from Di Maria with his experience and his knowledge of playing with Messi. So that might be Argentina's best chance to create a goal-scoring opportunity, because Marcos Acuña on the right side has done very little, and maybe he's tasked with being more of a defensive, dropping back, helping out defensively, but Di Maria has looked the more dangerous of the wingers in this match.
Into the box. Still looking to clear it away. Dangerous pass inside the box there. And it's turned over to Uruguay. Cebolla Rodriguez has a go. First shot on target. Cavani with a chance. Ball is still loose in the area, and it just misses wide.
Oh, sloppy goalkeeping by Sergio Romero. Kept it open. Nandes looking dangerous. Vecino, that last effort. Cavani in the mix as well. It started with Nandes winning the ball on the far side. And then the shot by Vecino. Cavani with the back heel. He scored one similar earlier before the World Cup qualifiers for PSG with his heel. So he tried to kind of do it again. chaos in the Argentine defense, and Uruguay almost takes advantage of it. But you have to give credit to Naitan Nandes winning that ball on the far side, dispossessing Otamendi, and then sending it into the area and creating all kinds of danger and almost igniting the crowd here at the Centenario. But Uruguay, they have that ability to do that. I have to give credit to Nandes. That's going to build his confidence, knowing that he can easily beat Otamendi when the situation calls for it.
George, we have our first shot on target.
Yeah. That was exciting right there. That was pretty exciting.
Took 37 minutes, but
yeah.
better late than never. Biglia sends it out to the wing once again. Whoa! It's Muslera. Goes full extension to make sure that one doesn't go into his own net. Here's another look.
Yeah, Biglia had the space, and look at Vecino comes out late to challenge him. Might have taken a deflection off of Vecino.
Didn't miss by much.
Yep, and Biglia, once again, that space around the penalty area is there for Argentina, and they've taken their shots. We see Mercado, Acuña taking shots from out there. Uruguay might give them that little bit of space as long as Messi, Dybala, and Icardi can't connect in the area.
Muslera elevates, brings that one down as Messi's cross into the box, ineffective.
And Messi's getting a lot of touches in this game. If you're Argentina, obviously you want that. He's one of the best players, arguably the best player in the world. Sorry, Cristiano Ronaldo fans, but he is one of the best of all time as well. It's been difficult for him to link up with Dybala and Icardi. Uruguay's defense has just done an excellent job of getting numbers back, cutting out and limiting the spaces, and Dybala and Icardi have basically nowhere to run for Messi to find them, because you know if Dybala or Icardi have that space, Messi's going to find them 10 out of 10 times, but the spaces aren't there, and so he's had to hold the ball up.
You need an understanding of just how good Lionel Messi is. He makes Luis Suarez underrated. It's not easy to underrate Luis Suarez, but on his own team, Luis Suarez very much the second most talented player on the squad. You could argue Suarez is among the 3 or 4 best players in the world.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. Definitely can make that case.
And Neymar was in that discussion as well. He has now moved on to PSG. And if you need kind of any indication of what that means, notice how fast Neymar got the number 10 when he went over there.
The PSG, yeah.
And who wears the number 10 in Barcelona?
Lionel Messi, give the number 10 to the best players, especially the best attacking players.
So I think Jose Maria Jimenez goes into the book there. Yellow card, he does in fact. Coming up next, it's the Ford halftime show. Get caught up on what's going on around CONMEBOL World Cup qualifying. This is the 3rd match of the day, as Venezuela and Colombia playing to a scoreless draw thus far. Chile and Paraguay going on right now. Still 3 to 5 minutes left to go here in the first half. Uruguay and Argentina still scoreless, though, at the Centenario, round 15 of the World Cup qualifying process in South America for Russia 2018.
Finally worked the ball around to Messi. Messi was standing there with a defender about 5 meters away from him, and they didn't rotate the ball around quickly enough. Now they have a player on top of him. Tata Gonzalez.
Messi
bulldogging on Messi.
Trying to take control on his own here. Gets into the area. Has a shot. Muslera with a save.
Tata Gonzalez was man-marking Messi, but what happened is Messi is too fast. You can't man-mark Messi. Clever touch there by Dybala. And the best opportunity of the match for Argentina. Tata Gonzalez just doesn't leave his hole, leave his position.
Crossed in, Icardi has a swing on it, ends up getting fouled, and this is only the second time I remember calling Icardi's name in the entire first half. It's hard to imagine he seems isolated out there, especially in this formation, but doesn't seem like there's anywhere even close to him in terms of his own teammates. Here's another look at Messi's shot.
Jimenez got beat, or excuse me, that was Tata Gonzalez who got beat, and that opened up all kinds of space there. And then they basically tried to bracket Dybala, but if you bracket Dybala and you don't put pressure on the ball, you give him space to make the pass. You know Messi's going to run into space. He's too intelligent to just stop. He's one of the most smartest players in the history of the game. Just cleverly runs into the space. He's beaten Tata Gonzalez, and luckily for Uruguay, Muslera was well positioned to make the save.
Argentina now up to 76% possession, connecting on over 90% of their passes. They've passed the ball over 330 times. Uruguay just recently breaking the 100 mark.
What is it, 76% possession?
It's just under that now.
Wow. I didn't expect it to be that high. I thought it would be in the mid-60s, but 76, that's incredible.
1 minute to the end of regulation time here in the first half. Ball headed into the 18-yard box. Biglia heads it back out. Uruguay, though, still on the ball. Rodriguez winding up, sends the cross in, finds the head of Guido Pizarro. And now Argentina looking to counterattack.
But there's the playmaking ability of Suarez. You saw the ball he filtered through to Rodriguez. That was brilliant, and that's part of what they want Suarez to do. It's got to be a little more of a number 10. Cavani is up top being the center forward, the number 9, if you will. It was a great ball by Luis Suarez, filtering through the Cebolla Rodriguez.
Play. This will go to Argentina. Approaching the end of regulation time here in the first half. We'll see how much time, if any, is added on. I wouldn't imagine there's a need for much more.
Yeah, no more than 2 minutes. It's been a pretty smooth, free-flowing first half.
And it's 1 minute to be added on. Otamendi. Only 5 defenders called up. I should say defensive specialists called up by Sampaoli. It's yet to be seen if he does have the ideal personnel for this. The defenders looking rather slow for Argentina today. Suarez continues his pursuit of the ball. Romero. Pretty lazy pass.
Yeah. Thankfully for him, Biglia was there. Biglia was there to bail him out with a clever touch. No danger for Uruguay there.
Victor Carrillo has seen all he needs to see for the first half, and so have we. We are scoreless after 45, or I should say 46 minutes of play here in the first half. We'll take a break. The Ford halftime show coming your way next. We'll be back at the Centenario in just a few moments. You are watching Uruguay, Argentina World Cup qualifier for CONMEBOL on the way to Russia 2018 here on beIN Sports.
An elevation in design, a breakthrough in performance, an entirely new approach to human movement. For a workout like nothing you've ever experienced before, this is the Freestride Trainer by Nordic Track. Combining the benefits of a stepper, treadmill, and elliptical into a single machine that adapts itself to your body. Unlike standard equipment that forces you into an unnatural range of motion, the Freestride Trainer is designed ergonomically to adapt to the way you move, instead of you adapting to it. But it's not just how the Freestride Trainer lets you move, it's how it makes you feel. With a first-of-its-kind suspension system, you can experience the unique sensation of floating through your workout. With the Freestride Trainer, you get the benefits of 3 machines in one: stepper, treadmill, and elliptical. And changing workouts is as simple as changing your stride. Change resistance at the push of a button. Use incline or decline to target multiple muscle groups like thighs, buns, and abs. Explore anywhere in the world on a touchscreen display with iFit powered by Google Maps. Or stay connected with interactive training tools that adapt to your progress so you can reach your goals more quickly. You can even work out with friends across the globe. But the only way to truly understand how different the Freestride Trainer feels is to try it for yourself today. Go to NordicTrack.com now to try the Freestride Trainer risk-free for 30 days. We'll even ship it free.
18 months special financing available. Offer subject to credit approval. Some restrictions apply.
Try the Freestride Trainer for yourself risk-free for 30 days and feel the difference. Go to NordicTrack.com. The Freestride Trainer by NordicTrack. Rise above the ordinary.
The Express Halftime Show is presented by Ford, the new Ford Fusion 2017.
Welcome to the Ford Halftime Show here, the Express. Once again, brought to you by Ford. Scoreless first half here between Uruguay and Argentina. It is perhaps the oldest rivalry in all of international soccer. And George, this a hugely important game for both sides, but not many fireworks in the first half.
Yeah, 31st minute, an opportunity for Uruguay. This was their first dangerous opportunity. Turnover in the midfield. You know they're going to give up a lot of space, that back line of Argentina. And Luis Suarez looking to try and chip Sergio Romero and, get the crowd at the Centenario excited with what would have been a spectacular goal. Great imagination there by Suarez, but just couldn't keep the shot down.
37th minute, first real opportunity of the game. Cebolla Rodriguez with a long-distance effort, and then Edinson Cavani almost backheels one in, but misses just to the right of the post.
Yeah, and that whole movement and that play started with Nandes out wide, winning the ball off of Otamendi, getting it to Cebolla, and then Cebolla with the imagination, or at least the heart to go for a goal and try to start something, but Cavani was almost there to finish it with the back heel.
And then late on in the first half, this shot deflected off one of the Uruguayan defenders.
Yep, Vecino.
As Muslera goes full extension to get that one, and then the closest Argentina came to scoring.
Yeah, this is a great play here by Dybala and Messi. Look, 3 players converge on Dybala, but none of them converging tightly enough on Dybala or on his shoulder. And then you have a situation, Tata Gonzalez, he's going to get beat by Messi. You can't one-on-one run with Messi, and Muslera makes a big save. But Dybala surrounded by 3 players. No one gets on top of him quickly enough. He had plenty of time to connect with Messi, and Messi and Dybala almost link up for a great goal.
Stay tuned, more to come. It's Uruguay and Argentina on beIN Sports.
Hi, I'm Dave Nemeth, television talk show host, and until recently, a hair loss sufferer. That's right, I used to have a bald spot right here on the back of my head, and being seen by millions on TV, it was embarrassing. That's when I turned to Hair Club, the #1 customized hair loss solution provider in North America. Today, my bald spot is gone, and I feel 100% more confident.
I'm 52, and I look better now than I did when I was in my 40s.
I love it. I really do. It has changed my outlook on life.
With over 900 experts across North America and backed by 40 years of amazing results, Hair Club provides exclusive technologies and proven solutions for every stage of hair loss.
At Hair Club, we understand what it's like to lose your hair, and we understand what it's like to get it back, and we would like you to have that experience.
Based on my need for immediate results, Hair Club customized the right solution for me. It's called X-Strands. It's new and only available through Hair Club. I walked in with a bald spot, and that same day, walked out with a full head of hair. Just call or go online now to receive your free information kit and DVD at no obligation. You'll hear more about our full range of solutions, including exclusive non-surgical X-Strands and X-Strands Plus.
Now I look in the mirror and I just can't believe that's me.
This is my hair, and it feels great, it feels natural, it's growing, it's strong.
When I leave my house, I'm not thinking, oh, how does my hair look? I know it looks good.
This was me before going to hair club, and this was me by the end of my visit. The moment you see yourself with hair again, you'll wish you'd done it sooner. Call and set up your free hair analysis at a hair club near you.
To schedule your no-obligation free hair analysis, call 1-800-933-4065 or visit gethairclubnow.com. Call now and receive a free information kit and DVD. Call 1-800-933-4065. Act now.
Welcome back to the Express Halftime Show, brought to you by Ford. Here, as it's scoreless at the half between Uruguay and Argentina. A look at the standings as we are right now in CONMEBOL. Brazil still on top, 33 points. Colombia getting a point against Venezuela, 25. Uruguay with 24. Chile and Argentina at 23 apiece. That rounds out the top 5. We should mention that Chile are currently trailing against Paraguay. Paraguay now in 6th place, 21 points. Ecuador 20, Peru 18, Bolivia and Venezuela rounding out the bottom of the table. Bolivia with 10, Venezuela with 7 points. Stay tuned. We'll have the second half coming up for you next from the Centenario. It's Uruguay and Argentina on beIN Sports.
Oh my gosh, that's Frank Thomas. No. Yes, that's him. Go ahead. Excuse me, are you Frank Thomas?
Yes, I am.
I bet you get recognized a lot.
I was a pretty good ball player.
You were?
Some people thought so.
Sorry, we recognize you from those Nugenix commercials.
Oh, yeah? That's great.
So does Nugenix really work?
Oh, yeah. I really can feel the difference. My workouts are better, and I feel a lot more energetic.
I wish my husband would use Nugenix.
It's so easy to get started. All you have to do is send one simple text.
Text 321321 and enter APPLY for a complimentary bottle of award-winning Nugenix, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Its unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help a man feel stronger, leaner, more energetic, and more passionate.
And you're going to like the difference, too.
Text 321321 and enter APPLY for a complimentary bottle of Nugenix. Samples are not available in stores. Text 321321 and enter APPLY.
Scoreless here at the Centenario, awaiting the second half. Uruguay and Argentina knotted up at 0. We invite you to visit us online. beINsports.com is where you can find us on the World Wide Web. You can find us on Twitter as well, at beIN Sports USA for our English side, at ESBN Sports for our Spanish side. Stay tuned. The second half is coming up next. It's Uruguay and Argentina. CONMEBOL World Cup qualifying on beIN Sports.
The Express Halftime Show was presented by Ford, the new Ford Fusion 2017.
Money is like life. You have to decide how to get the most from it. And just like life, every decision affects every other decision. The trick is making good decisions today so you're ready for tomorrow when it comes. So we made you some simple free tools that let you see how what you do today will affect your tomorrow. So you can make smart choices about how to spend your money and your life. Personal Capital. Get to know your money.
Ba black sheep. Have you any wool? No, sir, no, sir. Some nincompoop stole all my wool sweaters, smart TV, and gaming system. Luckily, the Geico Insurance Agency recently helped Baba with renter's insurance. Everything stolen was replaced, and the hooligan who lives down the lane was caught selling the stolen goods online. Visit geico.com and see how easy it is to switch and save on renter's insurance.
4 seconds on the clock. Down by 1. Championship on the line. Aaron, the sharpshooter Shanahan, fakes left. She's outside of the key. She shoots. She scores.
Yes, Aaron, it is a great time to score a deal. We need to make room for the 2018 models.
Relive the thrill of beating the clock. The Volkswagen Model Year-End Event. This Labor Day, hurry in for $1,500 in available bonuses and 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2017 Jetta or Passat.
Back here at the Centenario, awaiting the start of the second half between Uruguay and Argentina. A largely lackluster first half. An offensive fighter versus a counterpuncher. George, Argentina throwing all the blows. Uruguay trying to counter. They've only had the ball for 25% of the match, though.
I guess we could expect that from Argentina when you consider Jorge Sampaoli playing three in the back and having Messi, Dybala, and Icardi up there with Di Maria and Acuña. You expect them to have most of the possession.
This is not the only match going on here today. Right now, Paraguay going into Chile and currently up 2-0. First, an own goal by Arturo Vidal that opened up the scoring and put Paraguay out in front. But after that, Víctor Cáceres with a goal to put Paraguay up 2-0. And that might be the surprise of the night, as Paraguay currently in complete control in Chile.
Yep, this is a huge result for Paraguay at the Estadio Monumental in Santiago. If they can pick up the 3 points, they keep their hopes alive of qualifying. A rare mistake by Arturo Vidal. Cáceres finishing strong. This is a shocking result because nobody expected Chile to lose at home, especially in CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers, where picking up 3 points at home is so crucial. This is a massive result. How will Chile respond in the second half? And maybe, if things don't go well for Chile, could this be the end or the beginning of the end of Juan Antonio Pizzi as the manager, as the coach of the national team of Chile?
Here's a look at the standings as they are right now, with Paraguay out in front over Chile. Brazil on top, 33 points. Colombia getting a point earlier today, 25. Uruguay getting credit for a point right now with 24. Chile stuck on 23. Argentina would get a point if this score holds. They'd be at 23, but still behind Chile on goal difference. Paraguay would move up to 21. They'd be in 6th place. Ecuador with 20. Peru with 18. Bolivia with 10. And Venezuela with 7. Bolivia and Venezuela still the only 2 teams eliminated thus far from World Cup contention.
Yeah, if you're Colombia right now and you're watching this game, you're going, please, just let it be 0-0. Let's keep the draw. That way we stay in 2nd place, and the damage that was caused by not beating Venezuela. And Venezuela didn't play their first choice side. They played a lot of youth players in that game. So if you're a Colombia fan, you're going, okay, let it stay like this. That way we still have 2nd place. We're still holding on to 2nd place. And we go into that next game against Brazil in Barranquilla with still a chance to move on. And I think Colombia fans are hoping that this Uruguay-Argentina match stays 0-0 or ends in a draw. However that is, 1-1, 2-2, whatever the case. But Colombia fans are hoping this game at the Centenario in Montevideo stays where it is, stays, and finishes as a draw.
The referees making their way back out onto the pitch, all Peruvian officiating crew headed by Victor Carrillo, Johnny Bosillo, Coti Carrera. Those are the assistant referees. Miguel Santibáñez, the 4th official, as neither of the teams has made it back out onto the pitch. Just 4 teams have qualified to the 2018 World Cup to this point. Brazil is one of them. Russia, the hosts, have obviously made it by virtue of being the hosts. The other 2 teams, Iran and Japan. Iran was actually the first team that wasn't the host to qualify, if you can believe it. Just doesn't sound right coming off the tongue. But Brazil, the only team from CONMEBOL to have secured a spot there thus far.
And you can see Brazil later on today here on beIN Sports when they take on Ecuador at the Arena do Grêmio. As Chichi looks to continue in a fantastic run, unbeaten since taking over the national team for Brazil. So we'll see what happens there. Neymar is expected to start, so there should be a lot of fun at the Arena do Grêmio in Porto Alegre. But right now here at the Centenario, it'll be interesting to see what changes both coaches make in terms of getting that goal scoring opportunity to pick up the 3 points. We were talking about it before during the break, Gino. We think for Argentina specifically, Mauro Icardi has been waiting around the penalty box, just trying to find that space And it hasn't quite worked because Diego Godin and Jimenez have done an excellent job of not allowing him the space to run in. They've kept themselves on a good line so that if he has an opportunity, he's offsides, he might have to come out of the penalty box, drop deeper into the midfield, and work those 1-2, those quick passes, those triangles that a lot of people like to say, work those triangles with Dybala and Messi in the midfield and then kind of burst through into the penalty area. Because if he's just kind of waiting to see what will happen and waiting for the service, the way Uruguay's defense is organized right now, it's not going to happen.
And we are underway here in the second half from Montevideo. Scoreless through the first 45 minutes of play between Uruguay and Argentina. A battle of number 3 and number 5 in the CONMEBOL World Cup qualifying table. Once again, I'm Gino Fuentes alongside George Dimatelis. We're hoping for a little bit more excitement here in the second half. Hopefully the feeling out process has run its course at this point. But as was the case in the first half, Argentina once again in possession here. 75% possession in the first stanza for the Albiceleste. Messi gets a touch to it. He's taken out from behind. No, well, now a stoppage in play. And this should be a yellow card at the very least.
Yeah, well, we saw Messi go down just a few seconds earlier. The referee let it go. This time it appears that he will not let it go. Álvaro González is about to go in the book. But one thing about South American World Cup qualifying, and you might be Lionel Messi, you might be the best in the world or one of the top 2 players in the world, him and Ronaldo, but these South American teams and these referees, oftentimes they don't care. They will say, all right, Messi, you're Messi. You're going to have to get American football tackled for a yellow card to come out.
That qualifies.
Yes,
that definitely
right
qualifies.
There, for sure. Now, Gonzalez is saying he got the ball, and he did get the ball, but he comes in from behind, and he gets a lot of Messi as well. I think that's a deserved yellow card for Tata Gonzalez. But one thing we've noticed, and those who follow CONMEBOL World Cup qualifying, you might be a superstar, but that doesn't mean they won't get physical with you. So,
and so I believe Gonzalez will miss the next match.
Sure will. Yeah.
With yellow card accumulation. So a free kick chance here. Messi on the ball, sizing up Edinson Cavani. Messi gives it away. Trying to keep the ball here, Argentina. A flick forward that time by Fazio.
How about Suarez winning the ball in the midfield?
Ball going forward, still loose. Romero lets it go by. Uruguay fighting tooth and nail, trying to get that pass. Nathan Nandez almost got it back.
Oh, man, how about Luis Suarez defensively winning the ball in the midfield, and then it's his pass long, trying to connect with Nandez. That leads to this battle between Nandez and Di Maria. Di Maria, ex-River Plate. Nandez plays currently for Boca Juniors, so a little super classical intensity there. But Luis Suarez, the defensive work right there to win that ball in the midfield. He's a big, strong guy, so he could easily play defensive midfielder, be that midfield destroyer as well. Obviously, he's a great goal scorer, so that's not going to happen. But
Icardi gets a touch on the ball here. You're rare in the first half. Turnover. Here comes Uruguay.
Yeah, it's a good ball out wide to Acuña, but Acuña made a terrible pass. It would have been difficult for him to connect back with Icardi because there were 5 Uruguayan players who were tracking back, and they were in a great position to mark Icardi. So well done in terms of recuperating by Uruguay.
Biglia on the ball now for Argentina.
Oh.
Icardi gets in, has a shot for the near post, but Muslera is there. But Icardi got a shot off.
Yes.
Progress.
Yes, progress. He times his run, and it is Jimenez keeping him on. Jimenez, if he just stays level with Cáceres, Icardi might have been off sides. You can see Godin definitely didn't see that run But look at the patience by Messi. That was the key right there. Tata Gonzalez made sure Messi stayed in front of him. Rodriguez came over late. Messi with a great pass.
Yellow card for Argentina. Mercado works his way into the book. Over the back. Over the back there. Suarez selling it a little bit as well. Suarez is not afraid to sell a foul. I'm not going to say a dive, but he's not afraid to sell it. How do you think Suarez would do in Hollywood, George? He's a great actor. He's a great actor. I mean, if he gets his teeth fixed, he could be a superstar. Yeah. Over the top. Trying to bring it down. María Jimenez got himself in an advanced position there. Match brought to you by Jim Beam. Still scoreless here at the Centenario. Uruguay and Argentina. CONMEBOL World Cup qualifying on beIN Sports. Uruguay will be very content to let Otamendi dribble the ball. And Biglia dribble it and then turn over and try to break quickly. He's on. Over the top. Brought down, though. Suarez once again grabbing his head, but no foul called this time, at least. I was waiting for the flag to go up, and the flag didn't go up. And I'm like, uh-oh, Luis Suarez one-on-one against Romero. But he goes down, and no harm done to the Argentine defense. But that's the danger in playing that three in the back. And with Fazio and Mercado and Otamendi pushing up so high, you leave all that space. That's what Uruguay wants. Di Maria tries to send a cross into the area, but it's snuffed out by Martin Cáceres. Here's another look over the top, and if Suarez can bring this down cleanly, it is all kinds of trouble for Argentina. Trips over his own feet, though. You know what? It looks like Suarez is still favoring the knee a little bit. Doesn't look 100%. It wasn't a smooth, I guess, running motion, you could say, when that ball was coming. Maybe he was just timing it to get a good first touch onto it, but it doesn't really look 100%. That said, an 85% Luis Suarez is better than 100% of most players. Yeah, most players. So you got to have him out there, and he wants to be out there as well. Di Maria once again works his way into the box, tries to send it across. Once again, Cáceres able to snuff it out. And good job by Cáceres. Get on top of Di Maria. Don't allow him to run at you and get in those crosses. That's what he wants to do. Di Maria is surprisingly, deceptively quick. You mentioned that three-man backline for Argentina, George, and why it's so dangerous with Luis Suarez and Edinson Cavani out there. You can't really double cover the forwards like for example Uruguay can against Icardi. Exactly. Icardi has been largely invisible in this match, and it's because Godin and Jose Maria Jimenez have been all over him. Exactly. It's difficult. Well, the three-man back line, it allows more attacking players, more midfield options, because Sampaoli wants to push numbers forward, and with heavy possession, it helps to have more midfielders and forwards. Nice chance there for Argentina. Cross from Di Maria. Finding the head of one of his teammates. I didn't see who it was exactly. How about Cavani? Cavani dropping deep. We've seen good defense and good defensive work, I should say, from Suarez, and then Cavani in the right place and the right time to snuff out the cross as well. You gotta like that when your star forwards are dropping back and doing the hard work defensively. Messi on the ball again, looking a lot more clean cut these days. Still has the beard, but it's not multicolored. Yeah, the blonde definitely wasn't working. Well, he still scored a bunch of goals with it, so. Oh, for a year or so, it was a commentator's dream. It's easy to spot. For sure. Maybe he wants to set a good example for his kids, you know, au naturel. Well, he is a married man now. Yeah, yep. Pretty good dancer, too, if you see the video. Yeah. I've heard. Yeah. I was surprised. I didn't think he could dance, but he could. The most impressive part for me was the menu. Ah, yes, yes. That was some good eating. Argentina trying to keep possession. Dybala weaving his way through the defense. Contact though, and he's brought down. Long ball forward as Uruguay try to spring into attack. Over. Cáceres tries to feed it in once again. Intercepted by Biglia.
Vecino was streaking just down the middle, up the middle, trying to just be that outlet in the middle that just couldn't get it to him.
All of a sudden, Uruguay committing a few more players into attack here in the second half. Rodriguez tries to send it back outside. This one just gets away, though. Off the boot of Suarez. Suarez having a bit of an exchange there with Mercado.
That's a Clásico right there. That's Clásico right there. That is the intensity of a rivalry game. Mercado has to be careful. He already has a yellow card. But we saw sloppy passing from Argentina out of the back. They weren't able to compose themselves and get the ball cleanly out of the back. And Uruguay putting pressure, able to regain possession. And unfortunately for Suarez, just couldn't catch up to the ball sent out wide by Rodriguez. But that's the danger that Uruguay can impose on Argentina because of that back line, the three-man back line, and especially Mercado, Fazio, and Otamendi, who aren't the most confident on the ball, playing it out from the back.
You saw Sergio Romero interject there, trying to keep Mercado from having Luis Suarez get in his head. And that is another thing that Luis Suarez is adept to doing. If he's having a bit of trouble, he'll try to throw you off your game mentally just a bit.
Absolutely. And you have to give credit to Biglia right there, because Otamendi, he pushes way up into the attack, loses the ball, and Biglia comes over and covers his space, doesn't allow Cavani to break through cleanly on the counterattack. And that's what Biglia and Pizarro, they have to do. When you're playing that three-man back line and you have Otamendi get overzealous and push forward, or Mercado gets overzealous and pushes forward, Pizarro and Biglia have to cover their spaces. And Biglia did a good job of that in that particular play to deny Cavani a breakout.
Ball sent forward. Pizarro has the ball taken away from him. Dybala tries to get it back. Messi gets a touch on it. Messi with the ball at his feet now. 3 or 4 defenders converge on him, and that's going to be a free kick for Argentina in the most dangerous of spots. Messi already with the ball in his hands, and this is going to be a crucial play in defense now for Uruguay.
Yeah, I don't understand. I thought it was just a bunch of players, 50-50 challenges multiple times. There's no foul there. Messi wins it cleanly from Godin. There's no foul there. Oh, there's the foul. Yeah, that one is pretty nasty there by Cebolla Rodriguez on Dybala, and you could say that was a yellow card offense as well from Cebolla Rodriguez. So rough play here between Uruguay and Argentina. Frustration starting to build. It's a rivalry game, and the Centenario is one of the most intense atmospheres in world football. So came out there, Cebolla Rodriguez lucky he didn't get a yellow.
Okay, folks, hold on to your butts.
Yeah.
Here comes Messi. Free kick situation for Argentina. Dangerous spot. Messi. Oh! Great save there by Muslera.
Oh, fantastic job by Muslera. Read it all the way. Well positioned himself. You see, he's not too far over to the right. He had a great feeling there. He knew that Messi was probably going to bend it over the wall, so he didn't go too far over to cover that far post. Kept himself pretty central and gave himself enough time to come over and make the save. Well done. Excellent positioning there by Fernando Muslera.
Messi going over to take a corner kick now for Argentina. Players jockeying for position inside the 6-yard box, or rather just outside of it. Frustration starting to build a little bit on both sides. Ball played short. Messi gets it back. Cuts it inside for Biglia. Sent high, and Muslera elevates to bring it down.
Fernando Muslera, on the couple of times that he has been called into action, he has done very well. Hasn't given up rebounds, catching the ball, claiming the penalty area. Has had a very good game, quiet game, but an excellent game by the Galatasaray goalkeeper.
There's not many people that are going to out-jump Muslera. He's about 6'3", and he can use his hands out there, too.
Long wingspan.
Oh, ball loose inside the 6-yard box.
I think they're going to say that ball went out before Vecino was able to cross it. Pass did look heavy, trying to connect with Vecino. And I think the ball went entirely over the line before he was able to send in the service to Suarez. But getting a substitution here.
The first man into the game, Lautaro Acosta. 29 years of age. Plays his football locally for Lanús in Argentina. His first cap for the national team. That'll be the end of the night for Marcos Acuña.
That's why he's in the game, Acosta. Look at that pace.
Deflected once again. Muslera trying to keep it in play, but he does not.
Well, in the build-up to this game, the main debate or decision that Sampaoli had to make was, one, Federico Fazio or Javier Mascherano, and two, Lautaro Acosta or Marcos Acuña. Acuña getting the start proved to be ineffective, and Acosta in his first touch in the 61st minute is able to blaze down the right side and essentially start the play that led to a corner kick for Argentina. So Acosta has done very well just in the first few seconds that he's come on the pitch.
Corner kick sent to the far post this time. Dybala trying to win possession for Argentina. Biglia keeps it on this side of the pitch.
It looks like Dybala just right now, he's being manhandled physically. He's being pushed around. We've seen him get fouled. He's having a tough time out there. It's a physical game, and Dybala has had a hard time being effective.
Mendez starts the process of dispossessing Argentina. Uruguay can't keep the ball, though, as it's put right back into play. Out to Biglia. Biglia, Pizarro getting the start over Javier Mascherano, which was a surprise to a lot of the Argentine press in the lead up to this game.
Yeah, for a while it was the two starters you knew who were going to play were Messi and Mascherano. And Sampaoli shaking things up.
Messi cutting through the defense. Angel Di Maria trying to feed one in for Icardi, I think. And Muslera there to cover it up.
And Icardi has just, except for that one great through ball by Messi, Icardi just seems out of place. He just hasn't been able to find that space that he needs to be effective, or more importantly, find the space that he needs to have his teammates connect with him and find him so that he can get a shot on frame. He had that one chance, and that was, what, in 60-plus minutes. That's been his only real dangerous touch of this match, and you have to give credit to Uruguay for making sure he hasn't been able to be effective and to find the spaces.
And when you look to the bench for Argentina, there is that one obvious substitution as Icardi gets a touch on the ball. Icardi back on the ball, and maybe they'll wait just a moment, but offside is called. And that one substitution I am talking about, Sergio Aguero, waiting on the bench. And he is perhaps the most obvious choice to replace Icardi. As there's a look. That might have been called onside by other referees.
That was tight right there by Acosta and Icardi. Yeah, you're talking about Kun Agüero on the bench. Someone as an attacking player. I know Boca Junior fans would like to see Dario Benedetto get in the mix. He's more of a pure kind of number 9 finisher type. He was the leading goal scorer in the last Argentine tournament that Boca won. So for a little local flavor, I'm sure they would like to see Benedetto in the mix, but Agüero has to be the number 1 attacking option off the bench for Jorge Sampaoli. The question is, who does he come in for? Because it might be, you would figure it's Icardi, but maybe Dybala, the way he's been playing, he might come off.
Cavani might be in trouble here. Look at a clear elbow. You can see him sort of size him up as well as he backed in. Here's another look. Yep, Mercado took one in the chin right there. He's been drawing the ire of some of the players on the Uruguayan side of the pitch. Now, depending on how much of a authoritarian Víctor Carrillo wants to be here, he might, you know, this is almost red card territory.
Well,
look, he takes a look back and everything.
He does get him in the throat with the elbow. And I think it's yellow card for sure.
I think he got away with it.
Yeah, he might have. But look, Mercado and Suarez were jawing at each other. Some Cavani, you know, he has Suarez's back. But hey, Mercado is doing what he has to do to get under the skin of Suarez and Cavani and the attacking players of Uruguay and give them that psychological edge. It's looking like Matias Vecino now, the number 15, is pushing up now. He's playing in behind Suarez and Cavani a little more.
Otamendi gets the ball back from Di Maria. Otamendi's been the more adventurous of the three center backs thus far.
Remember, Otamendi is used to playing as a fullback, a wing back. So getting up the pitch is not unusual for Nicolás Otamendi.
Into the middle for Pizarro. Gets it back from Messi.
It's looking like Matias Vecino. I mean, obviously when it's defending, they flatten out to the 4-4-2, but when on the attack, Vecino looks like he's pushing up kind of diamond midfield.
It's amazing when you look at it. Messi's passes are so good they even catch his own teammates off guard.
Yeah.
Dybala looked surprised that ball got through right there.
Yeah, it's been a rough match for Dybala. He's been pushed around a little bit.
So that's going to be the end of the night for Alvaro Gonzalez. Went into the book already today. He will miss the next match for Uruguay. He will come off now. Carrillo will go in. Carrillo has to watch himself as well. He is one yellow card away from missing the next match.
Brings some fresh legs, obviously. Carrillo,
31 years of age, plays his ball for Peñarol.
Carrillo will probably be defensive midfielder in behind Vecino. Boy is upset. Looks like they whistled a foul in favor of, I think Cebolla Rodriguez for a minute thought they weren't going to get the corner. Let's see. Oh, no, that should be a goal kick. Should be a goal kick for Argentina. Cebolla is the last one to touch it. I don't know what he was upset about. The goal went his way.
Uruguay, foul inside the box.
And body's hitting the floor for sure. This hasn't been the most fluid match in terms of the attack of both teams. And you wonder if a goal is going to come off of a set piece or a big mistake defensively from one of these teams. We'll see. See what happens, but it's been a tough, hasn't been that fluid of a match. It's not the free-flowing attacking we would like to see.
You want to see a surprise, George?
Yeah.
Check this out. Paraguay going up 3-0 on the road and just about putting that one in the bag. You said this was a shock result.
Yes.
Got to agree with you.
That is amazing. When Paraguay looked like they might not even, they could be out. I mean, they're playing in Santiago against Chile. A loss for Paraguay. No one would have been as surprised if Paraguay had lost and essentially knocked themselves out of, or if they would have been knocked out of qualifying. And then to do that, 3-0 on Chile, Juan Antonio Pizzi. If there was such thing as a hot seat in Santiago, well, they just turned it up to about 500 degrees.
Dybala loses his footing. I think he's going to be the beneficiary of a call here. It looks like Nandez is going to get called for the foul.
Take the feet out of Dybala here?
No, Dybala just lost his footing.
He lost his footing. Oh, that's a bad call. That is a bad call. Dybala lost his footing. Nandez did nothing there in terms of a foul. That's a terrible call by the referee. Uruguay is hard done here.
Looks like Dybala's night is going to be over. Javier Pastore coming in.
That is a very interesting substitution, bringing in Pastore. Pastore is someone who can help Messi retain possession of the ball.
28 years of age. Plays in PSG alongside Angel Di Maria and Edinson Cavani of Uruguay.
We'll drop a little bit deeper in the midfield, help out.
Messi sends this one to the back post. Looked like some contact there. No call though. Cáceres loses the ball. Did he get a foul call? I believe so. It'll be a free kick for Uruguay.
And the Pastore move is another person, another player who can hold the ball up and has the vision. Obviously not Messi level vision, but definitely a very good passer. Someone with excellent vision that could pick out Icardi, pick out Messi. He doesn't have the pace or maybe the movement of Dybala, but Dybala was pushed around a little bit, physical. Uruguay was physical with him. They won't be able to push around Pastore, who's bigger. They won't be able to push him around like they did Dybala around. So that certainly will take a little bit of the playmaking and the passing, take a little bit of that responsibility off of Messi. Pastore should help them out in that regard. That means Icardi is going to have to be a little more active.
Pastore also almost a half foot taller.
Yeah.
6'2". Dybala right around 5'9" or so.
So essentially the formation doesn't really change. Still that 3-4-2-1. And if you're Uruguay, you have to like the fact that Messi is frustrated right now. Messi lost the ball cleanly, and the first thing he does is go to the referee and complain. If you're Uruguay, you love that. That means Messi is struggling a little bit. He's a little bit off of his game. He might be thrown off of his game a little bit psychologically. And that works well for Uruguay. Any little chink in the armor, anything you can do to disrupt Messi is always a positive thing, especially since it doesn't happen that often.
Inside of 20 minutes to go here in regulation time. Still scoreless at the Centenario. Uruguay and Argentina in a crucial match for World Cup qualification to Russia 2018. Biglia on the ball.
I was looking at Icardi, and Icardi has nowhere to go.
I can't believe he's still out there.
Yeah, Icardi has nowhere to go. Godin has done an excellent job of tracking him. Jimenez has done an excellent job of tracking him. They've kept that back line in unison, in line. Icardi moves to the left. He goes from Jimenez to Godin. He tries to even float out a little bit out wide. Cáceres is there. Icardi has nowhere to go. It's been impossible for Argentina, near impossible for Argentina to get him involved and get him going into space. They had that one chance, and that was it.
Ball is cleared away by Muslera. Godin heads it back up the pitch. Pastore trying to bring it down. Messi on the ball now. Argentina coming forward. Biglia tries to get it back out to Messi, but it's intercepted there. Ball's going to stay with the visitors, though.
Look at Cavani and Suarez. They went to mark players that they thought the throw-in would go to try to create something, try to create a mistake, a quick turnover, and then push toward goal. The work rate or I should say the work rate of Cavani and Suarez has been excellent in this match, but that's Garra Charrua for you.
Pizarro just possessed. Godin trying to work his way up the sideline there, but he's fouled. And George, this gives me a chance to ask you. We've all heard and we've all seen what Jorge Sampaoli's philosophy is in terms of attack, but in defense is where my question is. Do you think he has the personnel available to him to try and play the way he is?
Well, no, he doesn't, and Argentina haven't had the defensive personnel to play like that for a long time. So they got to a World Cup final basically by Sabella playing 5 in the back and giving Messi and Agüero free roam to move and to do the things in attack, and then basically the coach just organizes the defense. Remember, Argentina don't have Arturo Vidal in the midfield. They don't have another playmaker like Jorge Valdivia, for example. So they don't have the players to play Sampaoli's system. Now, that said, Argentina is a team that has plenty of talent coming up. So over the next couple years, maybe they'll find the players that can fit his system. But right now, you know, Otamendi, Fazio, Mercado, those are not the defensive players you want in a 3-man backline, that's for sure.
Over the back called, and a free kick opportunity here for Uruguay. This one is chipped into the 18-yard box. Jose Maria Jimenez heads it down. Ball still loose. Messi on it right now. Works his way around one defender, trying to outrun 2 other ones. Does just that. Finally, he's slowed down just a bit. Keeps going forward, and he's brought down from behind.
That's an easy yellow card. How is that not a yellow card? That was a brilliant run by Messi, just slicing through the Uruguayan defense.
They tore up his jersey.
Yeah. Oh, and Cebolla Rodriguez is very lucky because there was a card that I thought he should have received when he clipped Dybala a few minutes earlier. And if he had gone into the book then, this would have been his 2nd yellow, and then this last few minutes would have been real interesting. But that's what it takes to bring down Messi. That's just a brilliant run.
Messi looks down and sees his sleeve completely torn off. Has this look on his face like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, but that's South American football. They're not gonna, if that's Barcelona Messi, they're gonna let him run through without touching him because he's the superstar. South American football, they don't care. You're Messi, you're gonna have to earn it. We'll foul you. We'll make sure you feel it.
Biglia on the free kick. Sends this one into the box, far post, headed away by Jose Maria Jimenez just to make sure that there was nobody behind him. And a corner kick situation now for Argentina. Pastore.
It's gonna be tough for Argentina to get a goal on a set piece. Especially if you're talking about corner kicks and things like that, because Uruguay is just so good in the air with Godin and Jimenez.
Played, well, I don't want to say played short.
Yeah.
Played on the ground, out toward the center of the pitch. Messi working his way back to try and get a touch on the ball. Biglia has to send it the other way, though. Definitely some growing pains here in the Sampaoli formation for Argentina.
I mean, this is his official debut, and you're going up against the arch rival. Can't expect him to be scoring 6 goals and have 15 shots.
Pastore sends this one into the box. Player is brought down. No foul called. Brazil and Ecuador now coming out of the tunnel as they get set to go at it.
Great to see Marcelo wear the captain's armband Chichi, since he's taken over, 10 different players have worn the armband. It's kind of one of the reasons why psychologically Brazil has just been so much better. And to see Marcelo get the armband, that's a special situation right there. Marcelo, one of the best players in the world, that really is underappreciated.
That match taking place at the Arena do Grêmio in Porto Alegre. Brazil, remember, already qualified to the World Cup in Russia in 2018. Ecuador still with some work to do. In fact, they've lost some position as of right now to Paraguay.
Brazil have never lost a home World Cup qualifier. Every time they played a World Cup qualifier at home, they've either won or drawn. They've never lost. That's an amazing stat.
It is an amazing stat.
Yeah.
10 minutes left to go here. And this is not a good sign if you're a Barcelona fan. Luis Suarez already limping around. Asking for the ball anyway, because that's the kind of player he is, but there's another player you're going to want to ask yourself, why is he still out there?
Oh, Luis Suarez is going to want to play the 90 minutes.
I think that's going to be the blow that does it, though. Suarez goes down, immediately grabs his knee.
Look at the bench for Uruguay. The best attacking player they have is probably Christian Stuani. You have Nico Lodeiro as well, but Lodeiro more of kind of a number 10 playmaker type. Stuani, the best kind of out-and-out forward. They have Gaston Pereiro is another option as well.
Well, they're treating this like cramps, though.
Yeah. But Luis Suarez, he's put in some hard work here. Yeah, no penalty there. That's the right call. Definitely not a penalty. Icardi.
It's Icardi, the one that's brought down.
It looks like Jimenez or Godin. A little bit of a tug on, a little bit of a pull on that right shoulder, but definitely not a penalty. It's contact, but I don't think it was a penalty, and I think the referee made the right decision.
Tavares still has 2 substitutions in his back pocket. Sampaoli has 1. That's the hit right there. Oh, you could have called it either way, really.
Yeah.
Otamendi catches some cleats in the shin.
Ooh. Yeah, I think Suarez has to. Suarez is already kind of a national hero for Uruguay because of his exploits in that shirt, but coming out tonight, not 100% with the knee injury, playing what appears to be about 83 minutes. I think it just adds to the legend of El Pistolero Luis Suarez.
Yeah. Well, don't forget, he hasn't been running at all.
Right.
He's been sort of nursing that knee back to health. And when you're not used to doing that much running and all of a sudden you go out there, you play 83 minutes in a high-intensity matchup, that's going to be the end of his night. Christian Stuani will come on to replace him.
That's one thing. You ask anybody who knows anything about South American football and they talk specifically about Uruguay, they put on that shirt and it's another level of love, of intensity. They don't care if they're hurt. If they can walk and they can play, they will give it a go and they will give everything for that shirt. It's one of the few nations that you hear about where players seem to just elevate their games in the national shirt. There's a love for that, for football, and the passion for that shirt that is unique when it comes to Uruguay. And Luis Suarez showed it there. Big money. He could have said, I'm not 100%. I'm going to wait until I'm healed up so I can do my thing for Barcelona. But he said, hey, Uruguay needs me. Garra Charrua at the Centenario against Argentina. I'm not 100%, but I'm going to play, and I'm going to play hard. Didn't have he had that one long-range effort in the first half, but the defensive work and the work he put in, tracking back, helping out his defensive teammates was spectacular. You have to give Suarez great full marks, as they say, just for the effort and the heart.
So 1 substitution remaining for each side. 6 minutes left to go in regulation time. There'll be a few minutes added on, but the way this is looking right now, it looks very much as though Uruguay is stuck in extreme counterattack, and Argentina just unable to break them down offensively.
And we talk about the standings, and Colombia has to be smiling from ear to ear because they missed an opportunity to pick up 3 points against the Venezuela side that is already out of the tournament, out of the World Cup, and played a lot of younger players, under 23 players. They missed their chance to pick up 3 points and solidify their place in second. And with this result, they will, for now, stay in second. So if you're Colombia, you have to be breathing a big sigh of relief that right now, obviously there's still about 5.5 minutes left. You never know what could happen. But right now, Colombia looked to be safe in second after a disappointing result against Venezuela.
Biglia. Pizarro. Out to Pastore, who sends it back. All 11 players behind the ball now for Uruguay. And don't expect that to change.
Yeah. I think with the formation that Sampaoli put out, and then Tavares responding with that 4-4-2, which is something he plays pretty regularly, the 4-4-2. I think he has to be satisfied with the result. Obviously, they wanted to win, but if they can keep a clean sheet against Argentina, pick up a point with all the hype surrounding the Dybala, Messi, Icardi trident up top, keep a clean sheet. I think Oscar Washington Tavares will be very happy with that, or at the very least satisfied.
I'm not sure Tavares does happy very often. At least his facial expression doesn't.
Yeah, he looks pretty stoic most of the time, yeah. Maybe just saves it for the after party, you never know.
I'd love to get a look at the turf on the sideline, though, where Sampaoli's probably been pacing for about 86 minutes now.
Well, I always say Sampaoli is the Marvin Hagler of world football managers because he's so intimidating, hair is afraid to grow on his head. He's just an intimidating player, has an intimidating presence. Last time he was at this stadium, he was the manager of Chile. They lost 3-0, and he got into a very serious shouting match, we'll put it that way, with Diego Godin. So he's not afraid to mix it up, that's for sure.
Biglia plays it back. Pizarro on it now. Chip forward.
That's where Pastore needed to be. Pastore needed to be right in the middle. You see no one touch that ball. Pastore needed to be there.
Well, coming up next for these two teams, Uruguay will go to Paraguay. They'll play at the Estadio Defensores del Chaco in Asunción. As for Argentina, they will go home. Well, they will play Venezuela in Buenos Aires in the Monumental.
Yeah, and two situations coming up. Paraguay, how confident are they going to be at home? They just beat Chile, or they're about to beat Chile. They're up 3-0. Coming back to Defensores del Chaco against the Uruguay side that'll probably not have Suarez. We'll see. That there's a big doubt now if Suarez will play. I mean, Paraguay can be feeling very confident. They could take 6 points out of these two games in World Cup qualifying. So we'll see what happens there. And then the Argentine press, you know they're going to have a field day with Sampaoli's debut, the fact that he went 3 in the back. They didn't start Higuain. No Higuain. Agüero's not going to play, it looks like. They're going to have a field day with this result for Argentina and Jorge Sampaoli. And now Messi we haven't seen Messi touch the ball now in about maybe a minute and a half. So this is a tough situation here for Argentina going into that next game against Venezuela. Luckily for them, it's at home against Venezuela, who are out of World Cup qualifying. Called in a bunch of youth players. And
Venezuela, a side that's looking to 2022 right now.
Right. So that maybe that's the remedy they need. A young Venezuela side. But still, it's going to be tough.
And you know how the Argentine press is. They're not going to be satisfied with just a 1-0 if they can. Well, they're going to need to win.
Yes, for sure.
And it's probably going to need to be impressive. Otherwise, the press is going to be all over it. This one's sent to the back post, not done here yet. And that's gonna go out of play. Down under a minute now in regulation time. As Muslera takes his time putting this one back into play.
You know, just looking at the scores from today, and we have to see what happens with the rest of this match and the rest of the Chile-Paraguay match. But if the scores continue, of the first 3 games of World Cup qualifying, the home team has scored 0 goals. So that's unusual.
To say the least.
Unusual to say the least, yes, for sure. I mean, it's almost never happens, but that's the beauty of CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers. It's very unpredictable.
Joaquin Correa, we saw him putting on a jersey just now, so he might make his way in for a very brief stint in stoppage time. As a foul is called here against Pizarro.
Playing 3 in the back is a risk, but I think if Correa comes in, look for either Pizarro or Biglia to be the one that comes off. It might add a little bit of more attacking presence, although we're in second half stoppage time. I don't think the Correa substitution will help out much.
Cebolla Rodriguez. Sizing up the free kick. Substitution's going to be made now. It'll be Di Maria to come off.
Di Maria quiet second half. Yeah, we didn't mention much about Di Maria in the second half. The Uruguayan defense and the organization of the Uruguayan defense today was absolutely brilliant. Messi had maybe 2 chances, 2 very good passes that set up Icardi and I believe Dybala in the first half. There was that quick 1-2 with Dybala and Messi in the first half, and then the one to Icardi. Other than that, they kept Messi in front of them and neutralized one of the best players in the world.
Sent in, headed straight up into the air. Shot here, it's going to be on target, but Romero is there to cover it up.
And it appears that the key to slowing down Argentina is slowing down Messi. If you can keep him in the midfield as far away from the goal as possible, that usually helps your team out. It keeps your team organized, and it gives you a great chance of winning. Very few teams in the world have the personnel or the tactical mind of a manager to do so. Uruguay have the personnel, and they have the mind of Oscar Washington Tavares to do so.
Otamendi sends it over to Pizarro. Now 2 minutes into stoppage time.
And I think the fans of the Centenario just want this game to be over.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, even though it's not what the Argentine fans will want, going into the Centenario, coming away with a point is a good result.
Yeah, and especially it's the competitive debut of Sampaoli. It's a rivalry game.
They didn't lose.
They didn't lose, exactly. They're still in a position to continue their World Cup qualifying, obviously in 5th place. And we all know if they're going to take on the Oceania squad, or whoever they face in the Intercontinental playoff, they're going to win. So right now, it's a situation for Argentina where they're still alive to reach the top 4. Wasn't the greatest performance, but first time for Sampaoli's system in a rivalry game. It's not a bad result.
Well, we've got to pick a man of the match, George, and the man of the match, well, at least the most influential player of the match, Lionel Messi. Yep. 68 total passes, 91.2% passing accuracy, and he did have a few chances where he just cut right through the Uruguayan defense, unable to get a goal from his efforts, though this match ends scoreless, but it wasn't for the lack of trying from Lionel.
Yeah, you have to pick somebody because there was no one that really stood out. Messi put in the hard work for sure, and it's a good choice there. Lionel Messi did what he had to do to help Argentina go forward, but just couldn't get that goal to give him the 3 points.
For George Dimatelis, I am Gino Fuentes. Thank you for joining us. The final score, Uruguay 0, Argentina 0 from the Centenario. You've been watching CONMEBOL World Cup qualifying on beIN Sports.
This CONMEBOL World Cup qualifier was presented by Ford, the new Ford Fusion 2017, AT&T, and Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit since 1925.
Hi, I'm Dave Nemeth, television talk show host, and until recently, a hair loss sufferer. That's right, I used to have a bald spot right here on the back of my head, and being seen by millions on TV, it was embarrassing. That's when I turned to Hair Club, the #1 customized hair loss solution provider in North America. Today, my bald spot is gone, and I feel 100% more confident.
I'm 52, and I look better now than I did when I was in my 40s.
I love it. I really do. It has changed my outlook on life.
With over 900 experts across North America and backed by 40 years of amazing results, Hair Club provides exclusive technologies and proven solutions for every stage of hair loss.
At Hair Club, we understand what it's like to lose your hair, and we understand what it's like to get it back, and we would like you to have that experience.
Based on my need for immediate results, Hair Club customized the right solution for me. It's called X-Strands. It's new and only available through Hair Club. I walked in with a bald spot, and that same day, walked out with a full head of hair. Just call or go online now to receive your free information kit and DVD at no obligation. You'll hear more about our full range of solutions, including exclusive non-surgical X-Strands and X-Strands Plus.
Now I look in the mirror and I just can't believe that's me.
This is my hair, and it feels great, it feels natural, it's growing, it's strong.
When I leave my house, I'm not thinking, oh, how does my hair look? I know it looks good.
This was me before going to Hair Club, and this was me by the end of my visit. The moment you see yourself with hair again, you'll wish you'd done it sooner. Call and set up your free hair analysis at a hair club near you.
To schedule your no-obligation free hair analysis, call 1-800-933-4065 or visit gethairclubnow.com. Call now and receive a free information kit and DVD. Call 1-800-933-4065. Act now.
Nestor Pitana gets us underway in Santiago, Chile in their traditional all-red, Paraguay in their road grays. The Paraguayans on the outside of the qualifying picture looking in, the Chileans just 1 point clear of the playoff spot. Alongside Mateo Bonetti, I'm Andres Cordero. Thanks for joining us for match day 15 on the road to Russia out of CONMEBOL. So quick ball forward from the Chileans. Does not reach its intended target. A throw for Paraguay in the early going.
And some of the defenders for Chile also do have that long passing ability, and you'll see a lot of those runs being made in wide positions into green space, and in turn a lot of those long balls will come from the likes of Jara and Marcelo Diaz, who often drop back in between the two center backs.
Well, Chile beat Venezuela after losing to Argentina in the last 2 rounds of World Cup qualifying. It's good enough now for 23 points, which has them level with third place Uruguay. Well, Paraguay beat Ecuador and lost 3-0 to Brazil. That's good enough for 18 points after 14 games, which has them 4 points out of the Intercontinental playoff. So Gonzalo Jara sends it forward, trying to settle his Castillo. Just has it touched away by the veteran De Silva.
He's strong physically, Castillo. He is the new player among a lot of veterans. It's only his 10th cap. 1 goal for his national side, and we'll be curious to see how he links up with the likes of Alexis and Edu Vargas, who love to cut inside, both of them inverted wingers.
Here's John Beausejour. Our players to watch are brought to you by Modelo. As Alexis Sanchez gets the focus on the Chilean side, Lucas Barrios, who leads the attack for Paraguay.
For Barrios, 10 goals for his nation, now playing with Grêmio in Brazil. Alexis Sanchez still with Arsenal, still scoring goals, 38 strikes on the national team.
And Samudio topples over Mauricio Isla. And the foul has gone Chile's way. A free kick for the South American champions. No major surprises in the Chile 11. It's Claudio Bravo in goal. Back four of Isla, Medel, Jara, and Beausejour. Headed away by Jara. Strong from Arturo Vidal. He's last to touch it. A Paraguayan player down. Vidal's taking exception to the challenge. Pushes Victor Cáceres, and he'll have to be careful. He did that right in front of Pitana. Pitana left Chile down a man in the reverse fixture when he sent off Gary Medel late. That was in stoppage time. There's a lot of game left in this one. And Arturo Vidal testing the patience of the referee. All fine between Cáceres and Vidal. So it's Moreira who catches Arturo Vidal.
That's what he's complaining about, Vidal. The studs inadvertently from Moreira. There was no harm in this. He goes for the ball, but he gets plenty of Vidal's ankle. Fortunately, it doesn't lead to anything serious at all for Vidal, who just gets right up. That's what he was complaining about.
Meanwhile, it's a free kick for Paraguay, and Oscar Romero set to deliver. This midfielder. Find it in toward the penalty spot. Arturo Vidal has put it in his own net. Unbelievable opener for Paraguay. An own goal. And after 25 minutes, it's the Guarani side in front.
It's an absolutely shocking sequence. Lovely ball, though, from Romero. It was floating and floating. Claudio Bravo didn't come out. Really tremendous set piece, asking a defender to get a clearance onto it. And Vidal gets all of his angles wrong. He didn't even really have a Paraguayan alongside him. And right there, would have been a sensational header the other way.
Top corner.
He's just trying to get this one above the crossbar and certainly away, and just nudges it into the top corner. It's really surprising from a player of the quality and experience of Vidal. Not often you see that.
Swung in for Castillo. De Silva gets it away. Giving back to Isla, combining with Aranguis. Alexis. Knocked out of the sky by Junior Alonso. Throwing for Chile, who have kept up the pressure. Alexis. Vargas. Skipping past the challenge, it's Vargas! Carried wide by Silva, collected by Isla. Sanchez. Dummy through, Vargas has another crack. Cáceres gets in the way of this. Beausejour.
Two great cracks there from Vargas, but stung with too much power. You saw Silva not able to control them. Just had to parry them in front.
Moreira showing too much of the ball to Vargas, who wins it back for Chile. Monopolizing possession, but they need to do something with it. Vidal. Alexis. Isla does sneak it in.